Okay, welcome back to the Devil Debates with an Angel. Hi, new people. Yeah, so this is a text that was written in the 1500s, and it's a very famous in Tibet, and it's an argument within one person's mind between their good side and the bad side. The good side specifically is looking at the world in a way which is correct, and the bad side is looking at the world in a way which is not correct. And just to make it simple, the correct way to look at the world, or how we understand the world, is that as you interact with other people, you plant seeds in your mind. If you do nice things to other people, you plant good seeds in your mind. If you do bad things to other people, you get bad seeds in your mind. And then your reality is flowing from these seeds. Small pictures are flowing out of those seeds. Those seeds are called karma. And then your life, the people you meet, the guy that just ran me over in the traffic, it took me about 10 minutes to figure out it came from me, you know. Like I couldn't remember for the first 10 minutes, you know. So the idea is that if you keep aware that people who run you off the road are coming from you, you won't get so angry at them. You'll just try to drive better, and then you won't see them again. That's how to get rid of them. So, and then the devil, in this case, is trying to tell you, no, he's not your fault. He was just driving on the same road. I'm not supposed to say bad words. He's just an asshole, and he's running you off the road, you know, and he's not your fault. He's his fault, you know. So that's the devil talking. And then the angel would say, no, everything you see is coming from you. Good things, bad things are coming from you, okay? So that's the basic argument that's going on in one person's mind in this text, which is about 500 years old. And the author is the first Panchen Lama, who's very famous. And so we're going to start where we left off yesterday. I'm still doing a review of the last 10 sessions that started in 2010, right? And if we finish tonight pretty far, we will be 10% done with the text. Okay. And I hope one day, I think it's one of the greatest spiritual books ever written. I think it's like Rumi or something like that. And I think if we can get through it, I've translated it literally, and then somebody should take it and make it poetic, you know. So here we go. We talked about the parts and the whole. So one of the proofs of emptiness, the basic meaning of emptiness is not that there's nothing exists. It's not that everything is a black hole. It's not that everything is illusion. It's not that you shouldn't think about anything. It's not that you should watch thoughts go through your mind. None of those is emptiness, because they don't help you succeed. Okay? If you really understand emptiness, you should be a very successful person, because what understanding emptiness means, the guy who ran me off the road, who wasn't my fault, okay? The guy who ran me off the road, who wasn't my fault, okay? Who was coming from his own side, doesn't exist, never did exist, couldn't exist, never will exist. Okay, this is cutting out. Okay, got another one. Damn, you're too ready. Do I have to turn on? I think you're on. Okay, hello. Ooh. Yeah, couldn't exist. Okay, I'll say it again. A guy who's not coming from me, who ran me off the road this evening, doesn't exist. You see what I mean? And his non-existence is called emptiness in Buddhism, okay? So the fact that there's nobody to blame except yourself is called emptiness. And that's the real meaning of emptiness. Every other thing you ever heard about emptiness is completely wrong. Probably the absence of that is also emptiness. Okay? All right? So there are many, many ways to prove emptiness. And the angel in the mind is she's offered to the devil that she will share some of those proofs of emptiness with him, okay? And we're picking up at parts and wholes. We did parts and wholes already with your body or with a car, okay? And the classic argument, and by the way, this argument has been misunderstood by hundreds and thousands of people in the last 2,000 years. So you go to many, many Buddhist talks, even by big lamas, and you will hear ridiculous things, okay? So here's the correct one, and it's easy and it's clear and you can use it for your life. So, you know, either you are all of your parts together or you are one of your parts, okay? And last night we talked about your foot, you know. Am I my foot? No, that part's easy, okay? Am I my legs, arms, torso, head, all put together? No, not yet, okay? Why? There's always one final piece that you have to add to make the whole. And that's the state of mind which organizes the pieces into a whole. You see what I mean? Without that state of mind, you can't function. That's what happens to people with Alzheimer's, okay? John and me are on the edge of it, right? They forget how to glue pieces together. And actually, karma is wearing out in their life. Karma is wearing out. They can't piece together things anymore. And that's just karma, you see? And that's a temporary ability. Your mind is also flowing from karma in your mind. And someday the karma will end and you will die. In between here and there, the mind starts to lose its energy, like any tree, for example, as it gets older. And then you can't paste things together. So the ability to paste things together into objects is the final piece of every composite thing, okay? Including you, all right? Like this guy who ran me off the road, he had a car, he had arms, he had legs, he had a head, I don't know. But I put it together, you see? And someone else riding next to me would have said, oh, you know, he's the only person driving well here. You should speed up, Geshe Michael. You know? You see what I mean? So that's the emptiness of the guy who ran me off the road. Until seeds open in my mind from doing dangerous things in my life, you know, until I stop those seeds, I will continue to see people like that because they're coming from me, okay? That's the emptiness of my body. That's the parts and wholes of my body. And where the Panchen Lama goes from here, he goes to the mental parts and whole, okay, of your mind, okay? So is your mind made of pieces? Yes, in Buddhist psychology, 51 pieces of your mind, you know, like attention or jealousy or memory. And Buddhist psychology has two different presentations, and there's a certain amount of functions in your mind, okay? Is any one of those Daniel's mind? Is Daniel's attention Daniel's mind? No. Well, that's just one part, you see? But what about all the parts together? All the memories, all the attention, all the intelligence, all the other things. All together, are they Daniel's mind? Not yet, okay? And usually when we study the emptiness of the mind, we talk about the mind stream, okay? We don't talk about the mind in one moment. We talk about Daniel's mind since he got up this morning up to now, okay? So that's been so many hours, right? I'm not asking what time he got up. But let's say he got up at 8 o'clock. I almost said 7, but let's say 8. So since 8 o'clock up to now, his mind has been continuing in a stream. And that's also pieces, okay? Daniel's mind at 4 o'clock, Daniel's mind at 4:01, Daniel's mind at 4:02. His mind has all of these time pieces. So time has pieces, okay? And how your mind glues those pieces together is coming from your karma, okay? So when you're making out with your girlfriend, when you're 17, was it? At the drive-in movie. I remember one time we were at the drive-in movie. We were like 17, and the policeman came and knocked on the door, on the window. And we like, what? And we said, we didn't do anything wrong. He said, yeah, whatever. The the movie's been over for 2 hours. You know, like, get out of here, I have to close the gate. You know? And we're like, oh yeah. And then like 3 hours passes, it feels like 10 minutes, right? Then when you go to the dentist, the opposite happens, you know. Your friend's waiting outside, they're drilling your teeth, you go out, they say, how long has it been? You say 2-3 hours. And then they say, no, you've only been in there for 20 minutes, you know. So time can go slower or time can go faster. And that's an indication that it's coming from you, okay? So the pieces of your mind over time, you also glue those together. And people who get Alzheimer's or people who get amnesia, they forget who they were. They don't have the karma to put those pieces, those moments together. They no longer have the karma to put those moments together, okay? So that's what the angel is arguing to the devil. She's saying, not only is your body empty, not only is your body not all the pieces or one of the pieces, your mind is the same, okay? Your body and your mind are the same, okay? That's her proof. I'm not going to go into the more subtle emptiness of time because this is something we covered about 5 years ago, and hopefully V said I should try to get to the subject tonight. I don't know, okay? Then the angel says, once you understand this thing about time, for example, that it can go faster or slower, then you will have to admit something slowing it down or something speeding it up, and it has something to do with your mind, okay? There must be something in your mind that makes it go faster. The dentist clocked 3 hours, trust me, okay? My lawyer would clock 6 hours. Okay, yeah, actually he's a good man. He's just expensive good man. Okay, and then she calls it all a single song. All things have this quality, okay? And I'm not going to spend much time on that. And then they discuss questioning the world or just going along with it. You know, people say, well, why Geshe, you know, why talk about all this stuff? You know, who cares if my body's, who cares if I put my body together or I didn't put my body together? Who cares, really? It's all the same anyway. Whether you know you're putting together the guy on the road, or whether you don't know you're putting together the guy on the road, he still run you off the road. It doesn't really matter, Geshe, you know. Well, the point is, since it's your mind gluing him together, if you put different seeds in your mind, everybody would be driving very well, you see? If I can control my outside world, I can control my income, I can control my relationships, I can control my health, okay? I started ballet when I was, what? 50-something, okay? You can control the things in your life if you understand these things, okay? Emptiness is not some stupid, empty philosophy. It's a practical way to design next year. And then what you want to happen will happen, okay? If you really understand karma and emptiness, you can design your future, and that's more fun. Okay. I'm working on the road thing. All right. Okay, she went to that. Then she says, look, it's good to question your world, and maybe something good will come out of it. Then what did she say about her own teaching about emptiness? She said, it's empty. She's telling the devil, the reason you're hearing me talk about this emptiness is because you have the seeds, okay? I'm your echo, okay? And everybody you meet in the world is your echo, okay? Even if someone's explaining to you about echoes, that's also an echo, okay? So I always tell people, if you don't like my talk, it's your fault. If you do, it's me. Okay. So she went through the emptiness of teaching emptiness. Then he says, you're like a cousin who came for a visit. I own this. He keeps talking about the mind as an apartment. He wants to stay in the apartment. She wants to take it back. She's like the owner and she wants it back, okay? He says, I'm part of the inner circle. I'm like Mount Meru. Mount Meru is the ancient word for Mount Everest, okay? Like you don't move Mount Everest, okay? And he says, you can push me, but I'm not going anywhere. It's like pushing Bell Rock, okay? I'm not going anywhere. I live here, okay, in the mind. You come in the mind like lightning. Who's you? The angel, understanding the guy on the road. I will forget tonight again if he meets me again. Okay? You are here like a blink of an eye. I am the enduring love of a mother for her child. You are the distant cousin who arrives for an occasional visit. I'm the resident master of this mind. Okay? Now, right here. Verse number 93, okay? It's 93 verses have passed, okay? We have to get to 135 just to start the class. I'm sorry, okay? But at this juncture, after the 93rd verse, she starts criticizing wrong kinds of meditation, okay? And last night I said, I prefer to call them ineffective. Okay, like, do they make you calmer? Yes. Are they peaceful? Yes. You know, do you feel like a better person afterwards? Yes. Are they strong enough to prevent your death? No. Are they strong enough to prevent war in this world? No. Okay. Are they strong enough to save your family from death? No. Okay. So there's basically two kinds of meditation. One is feel-good meditation. You feel like you're going deeper, you feel more peaceful, and the first time a guy runs you off the road, it changes. And then there's a deeper meditation that has the power to change this world into a different kind of realm. And there are other planets where they already did it. And we're like the retards at the back of the class, okay? Our planet on a galactic level is considered what do you call it? Retarded. But there's a polite word. Developmentally disabled. We are, they should call our planet DD. Okay, the DD planet. So this planet, among people who know, okay, is considered a little backward. And they're waiting for us to catch up, okay? And it is possible to have a perfect planet. And it is possible not to live in this kind of guts and bones body. And it's possible to change the body and not go through all the suffering that people go through in this world, okay? And you have a certain window in your life to make it happen. You have 10, 20 years to make it happen. If you don't, you get too old to think straight, and then you're back in it again, okay? So you have a window of opportunity to change things. And to change things, you have to learn about what she's teaching, okay? So she's going to start off on 25 different kinds of meditation that don't work, okay? And she's brutal. She's not this sweet angel, okay? She's like brutal in assessing these different kinds of meditation. And you have to understand that these were meditations that were popular in Tibet 500 years ago, okay? And we have no commentary to this text. We don't know who he was criticizing, but it seems to be that certain mistakes in meditation are universal. They get repeated every generation, okay? Every generation makes the same mistakes inside of meditation, okay? So we're going to go through 25 mistaken meditations, ineffective meditations. They're not going to help you in a big way. They're not going to save you, you know. And you can do them for a while, and then when you start to get older, you get scared. And you say, I need something that's going to really work, okay? I call these meditations fire extinguishers that never work, okay? Like people sell you a fire extinguisher. They say they make a law that you have to have one in each building, and they know they don't work. But you don't know until you have a fire that they don't work. you pull them off the wall and you push the button and nothing happens. And you're like, oh my gosh, these cynical people are selling fire extinguishers that don't work and I'm about to lose my house. You see? So that's the experience that many people have as they get older, they get closer to death, and they realize that the meditation was ineffectual. It wasn't strong. It wasn't effective. It was sweet. It was nice. The teacher was nice. It felt good. And now when push comes to shove, they realize they need something more, okay? So the point of studying this text is to identify those kinds of meditation ahead of time. So at least you can think about it, you know. Somebody said, you know, one of the greatest Buddhists who ever lived, the first Panchen Lama, said, these don't work. Be careful, you know. If you're doing one of them, think about it and try to do something that does work. And the 26th meditation is one that does work, okay? And we won't get to it, I don't know when we're going to get to it. Okay, so we will hear 25 meditations. They're not stupid meditations. They are attractive. They are sophisticated. They are interesting. They feel good. And they don't help you with the big things, okay? So, you know, the idea is get familiar with them. And my experience has been, by the way, at Diamond Mountain, we're going to cover 8 of them. Because Lord Buddha covered 8 of them many, 2,500 years ago. He said, here's 8 meditations that don't work. And here's the 9th one that does work. And he called it the roar of the lion. The meditation is called the dance of the lion, okay? So he said, go through these 8 meditations that you will hear about, get used to them, suck some benefit out of them, get to number 9, and leave the other 8, okay? So we're going to cover that at Diamond Mountain. These 25 are included the 8 are included in these 25, okay? You will see them here. But if you come to Diamond Mountain, when? We leave tomorrow. Starts on Friday? We'll do it together, okay? I thought tonight, I don't have time to do 25 meditations with you. I will describe them. But if you have time, come to Diamond Mountain. We'll actually sit there. We'll take you through them. You see how they feel. You test drive at least 8 of them, okay? For an hour or something. And then you'll see why they don't really work, okay? Got it? So tonight, I'm just describing them. If you want to go deeper, if you want to play with them and see their strengths and their weaknesses, then come to Diamond Mountain, and that's what we'll be doing, okay? All right, because we have, I don't know, I'll be there for 2 weeks or something. All right, here we go. So here's the, here's the segue. That whole, so far it's just been a kind of cute argument between the devil and the angel in one guy's mind. I assume it's our mind, right? Your mind. And then the devil says, oh, once in a while somebody comes along, they say they're a great meditator, they say they're going to throw me out of the mind, and they say, I'm going to meditate on the mind as it really is, okay? And then we start the first wrong meditation, okay? First of 25. I've numbered them for you. Okay, I was curious because I was wondering how many is he going to go through, you know. I call it flaccid meditation, okay? Flaccid means you make a flagpole out of rubber. Or it's, it means it's not going to be as strong as you need, okay? It's not going to work. Okay? It's just like, it's going to, when you need it, when things get hard, like death is on its way, this meditation is not going to, it's like having a plastic knife in a gang fight or something, like a rubber knife in a gang fight or something. It's going to be that useful. When the poop hits the fan, in the in the dangerous parts of your life, as you get in that final car accident or something, and you pull out this meditation, it's going to be like a rubber knife in a gang fight. It's just like boing, boing. Okay? That's what I mean. I'm trying to give you this picture. The meditation is not effective. It's not going to help you. It's sweet. It's interesting. It feels good. The teacher was nice. They had used a lot of Sanskrit words, and it's not going to help you. Okay. When you need it, it's not going to help you. Okay? All right. First one. Those of you who know the DCI system, I based the present moment meditation on this one. Okay? This was an ancient meditation that said, try to stay in the present moment. Okay? Don't let the mind. And there's a practice you can do. It takes about an hour to explain it. Okay? But first you watch your mind. You see if you are straying off to the future and straying off to the past. And I've been in groups of 1,000 or 2,000 people. We sat down all together. We meditated. John and Connie have led these meditations. And we asked people to vote. We were in Moscow a couple weeks ago. We did it. And we asked people to vote. Do you have more future thoughts or more past thoughts? Are you living in the future or are you living in the past? Usually past is the ex-husband or wife. Future is usually, something you hope to happen next week. And most people are living in one or the other. Okay, and that sort of makes you, unable to function because you're never in the present, you see? It's like being on your phone all day. It's like you're never here in this real world. You're in some virtual reality, There's people who stare at that all day, or they stare at their laptop all day, and they never experience the world, you see? The outside of these electrons, they'll say, look at this picture of a tree, I'll say, but don't you want to go touch a tree? No, look, there's another tree, And it's like that. So is it a useful practice? Yes. Is it nice to be in the present moment? Yes. Is it helpful to be in the present moment? Yes. A good meditator should be able to identify whether they're in the present moment or not. They should get that good at watching their mind. Am I wandering towards my ex-wife? Or am I wandering towards what's going to happen when I get home? What's in my fridge after Geshe finishes tonight? You see, I had a meditation teacher, Goenka, who started Vipassana. And I spent 10 days with him in 1973. And he was, the first thing he said, he got up and he said, don't think about monkeys. During the next 10 days, don't think about monkeys. Then we meditated hard for 10 days. And of course, all we could think about was monkeys. So try to be in the present moment, okay? Is that an ultimately helpful meditation? No. The present moment will get older and older. You will get older and older. And you will die in the present moment, okay? It's useful. It's a slightly useful tool, but it's not the goal, okay? It's like watching your breath, which is what Goenka taught, which is what his students still teach. Watch your breath. It doesn't help you change your life. It gives you focus. It makes you peaceful. It puts you in the present moment, and then you die. Okay? So life will push you out of the present moment, okay? That's the nature of life. You need something more. It's a good start to be in the present moment. It's a nice thing. It's useful. We teach it. DCI has a present moment meditation, but it's not the goal, okay? It's like watching your breath. It's not the goal in your life to count the breaths as they end. 17, was it? There's a number they put on it in the yoga tradition. 17,800,000 something. How many breaths you will breathe in your life. Okay? Then they end. Okay. Now, this is going to be, it's funny because the devil knows what's a good meditation. The devil in this case is sophisticated, okay? So don't ever think devils are stupid. If you have time to read, there's a book by C.S. Lewis who did the Narnia books. It's called the Screw Tape Letters. And it's advice to his nephew from the devil on how to corrupt a young man in England during World War II, okay? I read an interview with C.S. Lewis, and he said it was the hardest book he ever wrote because he had to put his mind in the devil's mind. You know, to write what the devil was saying, he had to think like the devil, and it was painful to think like the devil. But the thing he pointed out was, devils are not stupid. They are extremely intelligent, you know. This devil in the Screwtape Letters, he says, what's the greatest thing that happened to devils in the last 100 years? And, you know, his nephew's like, I don't know. We corrupted like 10 million people? And he says, no. We got people not to believe in the devil. That's an achievement. You know, when you talk about the devil, people think you're foolish or you're not sophisticated. This is the best thing we ever did. No one even believes we exist. And we're in everybody's mind, you know, it's so cool, okay? All right, this devil is similar. So what he will say continually, these people who are doing a lesser meditation are actually meditating on me, okay? And that's a very serious charge. Are you saying, Geshe Michael, that to do breath meditation is to meditate on the devil? Come on, you know, calm down. It's maybe a waste of time, but it's not evil. The devil is evil, you know. Watching your breath for 5 years, you know, other kinds of meditation like that, they're not evil, they're just a waste of time, you know. But the devil here says, no, you are meditating on me. Okay, why? Somebody tell me why. Bigger than that. Connected to my drive today.
Because you're thinking that breath is coming from its own side.
Yeah, say it again.
You're thinking that breath is coming from its own
Yeah, even as you're watching your breath, you are misunderstanding the entire world. Okay, how you feel about your breath. Where does your breath come from? Oh, my mom gave me my breath, and I ate Cheerios this morning, so I have life, and then I have breath, and that's why I have life, you know. And Buddhism says, no, the reason you enjoy any moment of living is because you protected life in the past, okay? And that's the only reason you get to live 5 minutes more, okay? So while you're watching your breath, you don't understand your breath, and you're making your negativities stronger, okay? Every moment you think the breath is coming from your mom, or from the food you ate today, or the yoga you did this afternoon, then you are strengthening the devil inside of you, okay? Every moment you look at anything and don't understand it, the devil's getting stronger inside of you, and he will kill you. Okay, literally, he will kill you, okay? What am I supposed to think, Geshe? At least think, I'm breathing because I protected life. I respected life. I did not kill people, animals, trees, okay? I respected life, and that's why I have the gift of breath. That's why I have 5 minutes more to breathe, you see? That's angel thinking, right? Be careful. Somebody contradict me. Because we're going to go there sooner or later. Is it the angel to focus on your breath during a vipassana meditation and at least think, I'm breathing because I protected life, I respected life? Is that the angel? Yeah. No. And we're going to get there. We're going to get there. Okay? Is that the perception of emptiness? No. How would you express the perception of emptiness at that moment?
There's no breath that exists without having help.
Oh, I'll kiss you, but your husband's here. Yeah. There's a breath which you are breathing, which didn't come from protecting life, is impossible. That's the only idea that can give you progress, okay? Geshe, it's the same thing as understanding your breath coming from protecting life. No, it's not the same thing, okay? One is positive, one is negative, okay? I'll show you. Why are you breathing, Geshe Michael? Because my mom and my dad, they were messing around in 1951. Okay? No, that's just straight devil. Okay, now, here's a more subtle devil. Geshe, why are you breathing? I protected life in the past. Okay, in this subtle book, it's not enough to stop there. Okay, you have to go to what's not there. You have to express it as what's not there. You have to, okay, you ready? Here I go. Here's the best one. I'm not breathing because my mother gave me life. I'm not breathing because I respected life. Okay, sorry. No, I take that back. Yeah, I'm not breathing because I take vitamin supplements. Okay, that's a higher meditation. The negative side is a higher meditation. Okay, and we'll get there. It's around 21 or something. Okay, and it's subtle. It's subtle. The first one in Buddhism, what's that stupid, inconvenient name for it? This breath comes from protecting life. Yeah, it's dependent origination. Things come from causes. That's true, but it's not ultimate truth. Okay, what's ultimate truth? All the things you think, everything you see, everything you encounter in your life, you are wrong. It's not just the guy who ran you off the road, it's your foot, it's the chair, it's Sedona. Okay? You're wrong about everything, all the time. Okay? Got it? Who made the building? John Brady. Connie O'Brady. Okay. They made the building. No, they didn't. Who gave the steel the strength of the steel? Who put the strength in the steel? I gave this lecture at the World Trade Center in 1999. I said, who put the strength in the steel? I did. And then I got out of New York. I went on a 3-year retreat. I was the last person in America to hear about it. They interviewed me, the newspaper interviewed me. Now, who put the strength in the steel? You did, okay. You did, okay. Someone needed housing in Puerto Rico or Mexico City, and you donated. You donated money, okay, to Mexico City. All right? And that's why that put the strength in the steel. And if you don't donate money to Mexico City, you'll be in the World Trade Center when it falls down. Okay, that's real meditation. Okay, here we go. Okay, so that's number one. Is it a good thing to be in the present moment? Yes. Is it useful to meditate on that occasionally? Yes. Does it sharpen your meditative ability? Yes. Is it the goal? No, it doesn't help you. It doesn't save you. You can be in the present moment until you die. And then that's it. End of meditation. Okay? Use meditation for something that will change the world. Don't use it for feeling good for half an hour until you get in the traffic jam. Okay. Now, here's ineffective meditation number 2. Don't forget, we got 25 to go. I don't know when we're going to do this. Oh, we're not doing too bad. Okay. The trap of emptying the mind. That's what I call it. Okay. Here's how she describes it. Other people try to stop the mind from thinking about anything. Their meditation consists of being careful not to think at all. But here's the test, whether a meditation is good or not. Okay? Does anybody remember? What's the test? It's called incompatibility. Now you explain it. That's true. He said, but logically, you have to be careful to say one object. And then you have to say entirely cold or entirely hot at the same time. Burn your hand and freeze your hand at the same time. No one object, frying pan, that you put on the stove for an hour until it's red hot. Okay? And then you put it in the freezer for 2 days. Then you touch it. Okay? It can't be red hot and frozen at the same time. Either or. Okay, the whole pan. I'm not talking, yeah, theoretically you could heat up the handle and not heat up the end of it or something like that. But that's called contradiction. What's contradiction here? What's the contradiction this whole book is about?
The devil and the angel being mutually exclusive.
Yeah, the devil cannot occupy, hi John Foley, the devil cannot occupy the same space as the angel, okay? They don't get along, and they never will, okay? They cannot live in the same mind. They cannot stay in the same head. This town ain't big enough for both of us. Somebody has to leave, okay? That's the idea. Why are they incompatible? She's beautiful and kind. He's got horns and mean. Is that why they're incompatible? Come on. Come on. What did we say last night? Yeah, the way they see things is cannot be reconciled. There will never be a marriage between these two. Why? One of them believes that life comes from saving life. Okay? The other believes it comes from chemicals and vitamins and your mom and your doctor. And okay? Got it? Is it wrong to take vitamins? Do they work? If you protect life, your vitamin supplements will work. If you don't protect life, if you eat life and then take the vitamin supplements, they might hurt you. Got it? Okay. You can't have it both ways. Either the world is coming from how you treat other people, or the world is just random. Okay? You can do whatever you want. As long as nobody's watching, okay, do what you want. Okay? The way the devil looks at the world and the way the angel looks at the world are completely incompatible. She thinks the guy who ran me off the road tonight was coming from me because I push people too hard. Okay? And he thinks the guy got in his car, he had a beer, you know. Me and my friend sat at the Beaver Creek mini market one night, me and Anatole. I said, let's have fun. He said, what? I said, let's count how many beers leave this store, this convenience store, in the next 45 minutes. Guess what the number was? 490. And I live in that town. I don't drive after 5. No, I mean, see, the devil will blame it on the beer. You see? The devil will blame the guys driving on the beer. Okay? The angel will say what? Come on, help me out. Yeah, he drank a beer because you made him drink a beer. Don't blame him. Okay? You did something dangerous in the past. So you have to see something dangerous, okay? They're incompatible. The way she views the world and the way he views the world are completely incompatible, all right? So, in ineffective meditation number 2, it's called empty your mind. Don't think about anything, okay? Which is a joke because the harder you think about it, you're thinking about not thinking about anything. You can't think about nothing, but the harder you try, the more obvious it becomes that you can't, okay? Now, why is that an ineffective meditation? Why is it flabby? Why is it? It's not useless, it just doesn't have any strength, right? It's got no avocado. Wait, do you know what that joke means? Oh, we need a Mexican to explain it to us. I was in Guadalajara. This lady explained to me that it was Susana. It's not me, okay? She said avocado is Azteca for God's testicles. I said, I didn't know, but I don't like them anyway. Anyway, this second meditation has no avocado. You understand? Okay, why? Now you have the ammunition. Now you can tell me why. Tell me why. Why is it weak? Why is it not very helpful?
Because thinking of nothing won't necessarily exclude.
Yeah. Thinking about nothing is not the opposite of how the devil looks at stuff. You see, we want a meditation that contradicts the devil. We don't want a meditation that can coexist with the devil. Got it? It's okay. Empty your mind, and it's not going to hurt your opinion that the guy ran you off the road because he had a beer. Okay? I'll say it again. Emptying your mind for an hour or 2 hours in the morning is not going to make you understand the guy who ran you off the road. Okay? It's not going to contradict the feeling that he was drunk and it's his fault. Okay? We're looking for a meditation which will drive the devil out of the mind. We're looking for a meditation that the devil cannot coexist with. And there's only one. And that's the meditation that says, my breath is coming from respecting life. Okay? And everything else is flaccid, flabby. The devil's going to say, yeah, come on in, you can stay for a half hour. You want to meditate on your breath? Yeah, come on. Sit here next to me, meditate on your breath. It doesn't hurt me. Okay? This whole poem, hundreds of page poem, the devil's like, oh, you want to meditate on your breath? Come sit next to me. That's fine, Like we can sit in the mind together. How long you want to do that? 45 minutes. I'm a real meditator. Oh, yeah, sure. Sit down next to me. You don't hurt me. You're just like nothing, I sit next to an avocado, I sit next to you, it's the same. Okay? Doesn't hurt me. You could stay in this mind. Rest of your life. You can meditate on your breath the rest of your life. It doesn't do anything to me. It doesn't endanger me at all. Got it? We're looking for a meditation. Okay, I commuted for 19 years to Manhattan, 2 hours each way, to earn money for the monastery, okay? And I don't know, Port Authority used to go. She knows the drive. So you're the last one on the bus. Bus holds 49 people. You're the last one on the bus. You got the only empty seat next to you. You're like, I did it, Then 2 hours I can And then this big guy gets on the bus. He's looking, Then you're like, oh shit. There's no other seat. I can't move. He's going to sit down next to me, and he's going to slobber on me for 2 hours, The point is what? We're looking for a fat guy who can't sit on the same bench with the devil. You see? We want a meditation that's so fat that the devil has to move. Okay? Got it? When that meditation comes into the mind, the devil has to leave for a half hour, 40. Okay? That's what we're looking for. We don't want a meditation that allows for coexistence. Okay? Any meditation which allows the devil to remain while you're doing it is a mistake. Okay? It's not good enough. It doesn't hurt the devil. He's like, yeah, oh, you wanna pretend there's no thoughts in your mind? Come on, sit next to me. Come on, you're my pal. As long as this mind is thinking about that, I'm safe. Got it? Because you don't contradict the way I look at things. Okay? You don't contradict the way I look at things. You're not going to take over this mind. You're not going to push me out of this mind. Okay? Yeah, go ahead. Empty your mind. Empty your thoughts. Do that all day. I love it. We can live together. Okay? We call common law marriage. All right. Ineffective meditation number 2. Now, ineffective emptiness. This is called Shentong. This was a wrong idea about emptiness that was popular in Tibet 500 years ago. Okay? Emptiness means cancel something. Emptiness means cancel something. Okay? That's the meaning of emptiness. Okay? Now, I'll ask you guys who are, experienced about these subjects. Ready? Are you canceling something that exists, or are you canceling something that never could exist? Never could. Okay? A guy, breath that could come from your vitamin supplements. Okay? It could not exist. There's no such thing. Okay? It never existed. Okay? Well, guess that. You take vitamin supplements. Yeah, I do. But I protect life at the same time, so they work. Got it? Okay, I loaded my supplements for Diamond Mountain. It's like an hour. because every doctor I have gives me more, and none of them ever says, okay, you can stop. Some of them own the supplement company, okay? That's okay. As long as I protect life, and they give me, I don't know, rabbit pellets, it'll work. Okay? It's true. Okay, so here's the third one. This is more subtle, okay? Is the mind a physical thing in Buddhism? No, okay? It's based on a physical thing. It's based on your physical body. It's not the brain, but you can say it's based on the brain. If you inject the brain with certain chemicals, if you inject the brain with wine, the mind gets stupid, okay? If you submit the mind to stress, the physical body will get an ulcer or a heart attack, okay? They're connected, but they're separate, okay? So the mind lives in the body, but the mind is not physical, okay? It's invisible, okay? There's a link, but it's not a same thing, okay? So can we say, you ready? Can we say that the mind has an absence of material stuff? Yeah, okay? It's like your foot has an absence of your hand. Okay? Are they exist? Yeah, they exist. But is the foot the absence of your hand? Yeah, partly. Okay? If the foot wasn't the absence of your hand, you'd have a hand growing off your foot. Okay, got it? So you could say the chair is not the brain, it's not the mind, okay? Does the chair have emptiness of mind? Yeah, it does. There's no mind in the chair, okay? Is that ultimate emptiness that will help you? No, okay? Why?
You never thought it was there.
Well, the thing that's not in the chair really exists, you see? You've got to have irony here. You've got to have iron here. You have to have tragedy here. The thing that messes up the world doesn't exist and never existed. I was in Kiev, you know. We had a great program 2 weeks ago, you know. There was record attendance, 350 people for a 2-day program. And we slowly got to the point that your enemy doesn't exist. You see what I mean? It's like the guy who ran me off the road, right? He doesn't exist. The one that's not my fault never existed. Okay? Got it? So, emptiness that helps you is to realize that what you thought was hurting you wasn't even there. 120 million people died in World War II. 120 million people died in World War II. The enemy didn't exist. I was in Kiev. I'm talking to Ukrainians. They suffered during World War II, you know. Huge casualties. Tens of millions of people. Then I'm like, and we got to this beautiful moment where I was like, you understand? There was no enemy in World War II. And they're like, yeah, we got it. They're like, wow. Okay, got it? Just nod. Okay, so emptiness doesn't work unless it's the absence of something that was never there. Emptiness doesn't help you until you understand the thing that's not there is something that can't exist anyway. It's not the emptiness of money or the emptiness of love or the emptiness of, you see? It's the emptiness of a ghost or a phantom or something that was never there. Every enemy in your life wasn't there. Every person who ever irritated you in your life was never there. They were your reflection. Okay? And we are extremely forgiving of us. Okay? If me drives me off the road, oh, that's okay, you know, you can make a mistake once in a while. Okay. But it was always you. So show other people the same. Okay, so number 3, don't go. There was an idea in Tibet of a wrong school that said Shentong. Shentong means the mind is empty of everything else. Okay, so how does that help you? Okay, the mind is empty of dog food, but that doesn't help you. Okay, it's true. There's no dog food in your mind. But it doesn't help you, okay? It was the wrong idea. It's now, who's that? I won't say. There's still some people trying it. Okay. Now there's a thing called Sem Jemba. Say Sem Jemba. Sem Jemba. It's called, Jemba in Tibetan has two meanings. One is naked, and one is raw. The raw vegetables are called Se Jemba. Naked person is called Mi Jemba, okay? And there was a school in Tibet that said the goal of meditation is to see the naked mind. Get down to the core of the mind, and then you are meditating, okay? Meet the mind face to face, okay? Without elaborations, without distracting thoughts, without other kinds of mental activity. Meet the source of the mind, and that's meditation, okay? Now, what's our test about whether it's a useful meditation or effective meditation or not? What's our test? Does it make the devil uncomfortable? Is he like, if this meditation gets on the bus, does the devil have to change to another chair? You see? That's the test of a good meditation, okay? If you meet the mind face to face, will it stop you the next time someone runs you off the road from getting angry? Will it make you realize he was your fault? No, to watch the naked mind, to meet the naked mind, will it make you understand where the guy came from? No. So we say waste of time. Is it sweet? Yes. Is it cool? Yes. It's nice to look at the Grand Canyon. No, it is, but it's not gonna kill your death. It's not gonna stop your death. It's nice. It's okay. No problem. But don't think it's gonna help you when the poop hits the fan. Okay, that's wrong meditation number 4. It's called naked mind. We're going pretty well, right? We'll stop in like 15 minutes, take a refreshment break, and then we'll do question and answer, okay? For half an hour. So if we like hard questions. That's our Tsongkhapa lineage. We specialize in hard questions. So you have half an hour to think of some hard questions. They don't have to be about this subject. They can be any kind of hard question. You can also ask an easy question, but... Okay. Now, there's another one called Sangtel. Sangtel was a meditation that people did, and we would call it rambling meditation. Mind running loose, you know. Let your mind ramble, okay? Just ramble, you know, blah, 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 blah. Watch your mind go blah, blah, blah. Okay? Ride the tiger of the mind, okay? They all have sexy names, okay? And they're all useless. There's like those, anyway, I won't mention. In the vitamin supplements area, they have beautiful names and they don't do anything, okay? So this one was called rambling mind. Sangtel is an ancient word. It just means let your mind ramble and don't try to meditate, and that's a kind of meditation, okay? Like let the mind blah blah and just watch it and don't fight. Just relax. Be here now. Let the mind ramble. Don't try to resist this rambling mind. Okay? Let him ramble. Okay? That's so stupid. There's some of them I don't have to explain, right? Okay. But by the way, he says, here's what the devil said. This has nothing to do with meditating. Watching the mind ramble has nothing to do with meditating on you, wisdom. And in fact, I can report that I have never seen you in those people's minds during that meditation. Okay? The devil's reporting to the angel. You know, I've known a lot of rambler meditators, and I was thinking, did I ever meet you during those? No, I never saw you in there. Okay? The devil says to the angel, you never showed your face during one of those. Okay? That's a way of saying it was a waste of time. Okay, number 6. Uneducated meditation, okay? Meditate with no training, okay? If you want, take a 200-hour yoga training, they'll talk about meditation for 2-3 hours, and then they'll set them loose on the world. And I took a class in Phoenix a couple weeks ago, and I sat down and I said, I hope they don't meditate before on yoga, because it gets me riled up. and then the lady said, let's meditate. And I'm like, oh no. And then she said, we're going to watch the breath for 10 breaths. If you think of something else, stop and go back to 1, which came from me. And I'm like, it's an old Tibetan technique, but I translated the text and made it popular. So I'm like, she doesn't know that the guy who translated is in the room. And I said, but it's cool. It makes me feel like a grandfather or something, you know. I'm like, that's so cool. And then she did that, and when she got to the end, she said, now, think about nothing. I wanted to throw the yoga block at her, but it's, okay, so that's called uneducated meditation. Okay. And most of them are meditating on me, okay? Why? You see, even as they observe their mind, in their heart, they don't understand that the mind is flowing from how they treated people last week. Okay? People, I can't concentrate, Geshe. Why? What's happening? I get this blah blah in my mind. I can't stop it. You will never be able to stop it. Why? Because you are blah blahing to people last week, and you planted the karma seeds for blah blah. So when you sit down and close your eyes, you hear blah blah. Okay? You put the blah blah in your mind, all right? Because last week you were blah blahing, wasting other people's mind, other people's time. You were telling them the 289,000th story about Trump that they didn't hear yet, okay? Give it up. Let it go, okay? Blah blah to somebody about Trump. Give it up. 7 more years or whatever. We can do it. Stop talking about it, okay? It doesn't help anything, okay? Don't blah blah. Why not? It puts seeds in your mind for blah blah. Then when you try to meditate, you can't meditate. Why? Because you put karmic seeds in your mind for blah blah. Got it? Okay? So, every time you meditate and watch your mind, and you don't think about what I hear in my mind is coming from what I said last week, you are strengthening the devil. Okay? Every hour you meditate and watch the mind, without once thinking, what I observe is coming from how I treated people last week, then you are strengthening the devil in your mind. And you will be less able to understand next week what you hear in your mind. Okay? Because you're perpetuating a bad habit. Okay? Lazy meditation is not just lazy meditation. It hurts you next week. It's a bad habit, okay? And then it gets stronger. So just to meditate on the mind is to strengthen the negative mind. You see? Okay? Just being unaware of what's really happening in your mind is to strengthen your unawareness for next time. Okay? What you hear in your mind as you meditate is directly coming from seeds that were planted when you heard yourself talk last week to somebody. Blah, blah, blah. And then blah, 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 blah. You can't believe it, blah, blah, blah. Okay? Does it mean you shouldn't be well informed? No, it doesn't mean that. I subscribe to The Economist. It's correct. You know? It's a good, solid news. You learn things. You should be up on current events. You should know what a central bank is and why they're messing things up. Like, you should understand, okay? But just blah, blah about some politician who's an idiot. Come on. Even, anyway, I'm not going to do it. Okay, ineffective meditation number 7 is called child hiding under a blanket. So I don't know if you know, but if of course, I think probably your kids did this. They think, when you catch them doing something bad, little kids, they will cover their head with a blanket. And somehow, because they can't see you, they think you can't see them. Sambao probably does this. Okay, got that? The kid will put a blanket over their head because they don't want you to see them. But what you see is a kid with a blanket over his head. That they can't see you, so they think everything's okay. Okay, this is this kind of meditation. So, this is tricky. Does the devil exist or not? I'm just asking you a question. Yes or no? Yeah, is there a state of mind in your mind that doesn't understand the guy who ran you off the road tonight? Yeah, I have a devil. Geshe Michael proved this evening when he got irritated. I was even thinking which finger to show the guy, but I couldn't catch up to him. Okay, so I do have the devil in my mind. Okay, I do have the devil in my mind. Is there sometimes an absence of the devil in my mind? Yeah, I mean, tonight I calmed down. I'm supposed to be the teacher. I have to talk about how the guy who was driving unsafely came from me. Okay, so during that moment of truth, humility, rare moment, the devil had to move out for 2 minutes. The devil had to wait over here. Then when I stopped talking, he came back. Okay, so was there an absence of the devil in my mind? While I was talking about where the guy really came from? Yeah. Was there an absence of the devil in my mind when I was upset at the guy driving badly? Be careful. Go deeper. Was the devil in my mind or not? Was the devil as I see the devil in my mind or not?
Oh, you mean as a truly existing thing?
Yeah, but what's that mean? Don't give me Buddhist platitudes. Good, good, okay? So even as you recognize the devil in your mind, you are strengthening him because you don't reflect that he came from the devil last week. Okay? Last week, I got pissed at another driver also. And that event strengthened the devil so he could come back this week. Who's responsible for the devil in my mind? Who put him in my mind? Not the guy on the road. Who put the devil in this road? I did. Okay, got it? So it's not enough to meditate on the absence of the devil. Because there's a relative absence and there's the real absence. Okay, what's the relative absence? While I'm thinking about the angel, the devil can't be there. Okay, that's easy. But even while the devil's not there, I'm thinking about the devil the wrong way. And there's no devil like that. There's an absence of that devil. The absence of the devil that didn't come because I misunderstood the devil last week is more important. Okay, understand? Why is the devil in my mind this week? What's the seeds for the devil? What's the karmic seeds for the devil? It's simply not understanding him. Okay? Every day you spend not understanding the devil is planting more seeds to have him in your mind. Okay? So is there an absence of a devil in your mind all the time? Yeah. And that's the real angel. Okay. I'm not supposed to, no. Okay. So it's not enough to say the devil's not in my mind. It's not enough to say the devil is empty. Okay? You have to understand what it means. It means there's no devil in my mind who didn't come from me. Okay? But this guy hasn't been meditating on that. He's trying to pretend he doesn't have the devil in his mind. Because some Buddhist Lama said, nothing exists. Okay? So yeah, okay, so I don't have ignorance in my mind. Whew, I thought I did. Okay, all right. This is called flaccid philosophy. I got to give him better names. If someone wants to help me give him better names, I'm up for it. I was in a rush, okay? This is number 8.
No, a flaccid brain.
Flaccid philosophy means blah, blah philosophy, okay? You blah, 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 blah about emptiness, blah, 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 and then the person still gets angry at the first person they meet who irritates them. That means they're just talking about philosophy and they're not living philosophy. Okay? So this meditation, number 8, useless meditation number 8, is logic not aimed at yourself. Okay? Logic not aimed at improving Geshe Michael. Okay? And that's next kind of useless meditation. Is there emptiness? Yes. How many divisions? 2. What? Person and things. Does the second school agree that the emptiness of things exists? No. They only accept the emptiness of the person. Oh, really? Yeah, but some of the third school accept the fourth school, but some of them don't accept the fourth school, you know? And then the person doesn't improve themselves. They just talk about all these ideas. Okay. So this meditation is thinking about the ideas, but missing the main point, which is apply it to you. Okay? The reason the Buddha taught all these different schools is that on different days we need different schools, okay? And we have to apply them to ourselves, or else it's just another flabby meditation, okay? Rubber knife at a street fight. Okay. Although I did see Jason Bourne killed somebody with a pen. Okay, we're at a good place to take a break. Look, we've done 8 useless meditations. I think the big ones are empty your mind, try to think about nothing, or just let thoughts run to your mind, watch them come and go like clouds in the sky, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't help you. It doesn't improve you. It makes you a passive watcher of the crap going through your mind. It's not going to help you. Okay? Some small help, not serious. Okay? It doesn't hurt the devil. Okay, so here. Some people are meditating on nothing more than me. And sometimes they're meditating on nothing more than nothing. And sometimes they're meditating on trying to think of nothing. A person who's meditating on these things, blah, 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 is hurting me, okay? A person who's meditating on where the other driver really came from is hurting me. Then he calls it, and then we'll take a break. Nick, you ready? Ni me karma. Ni me karma. Ni moi karma. Good, but what's karma mean? Good. A star that shines in the sky at noon. That's how common is a meditator who's really meditating on something that hurts me. Okay? They're about as common as the North Star coming out in the blue sky. Okay? Who said that? The devil. He's not stupid. He's not stupid. He's sophisticated. Okay? All right? He says a person who really understands this stuff is about as common as a star shining in the middle of the day. Then he says something very powerful, and then we'll stop. I don't know why, but it happens to be verse number 108. If you're not going to change that situation, stop hassling me. Who's talking? Talking to the angel. And then he says, you, Miss Angel, are an Udambara flower. Udambara flower. This flower is a cobalt lotus. It opens once every 1,000 years. So he accuses her of being, what's an English one? I don't know. Or it has to be an example of something that only happens every 1,000 years. Like, I don't know, Joe's comet going through the sky or something. You know, you just visit this mind every 1,000 years. I live here. Who's talking? The devil, yeah, okay. In the very best of circumstances, you might come, but only once. And even that requires that the person spend an inconceivable number of millions of years doing good things to other people. To get you to come in their mind for 10 minutes requires millions of good karmas. They have to help thousands of other people to get you into the mind for 10 minutes. So I'm set. And then he says something cool, okay? What? And that can only come by pleasing the one who's your Lama, okay? Shortcut to the angel. Shortcut to the angel, Find your personal teacher. It doesn't have to be Geshe Michael. You find your personal teacher. Maybe it's your mom. Maybe it's your wife. Maybe it's your kid, okay? But every person on a spiritual path has to have somebody watching them, helping them, okay? And the first thing in life is to find one. And it might be anywhere, okay? By the way, where are they coming from? They're coming from you. I always tell people, you don't have to go to India and get diarrhea, okay? Because that's all that most people get when they go to India. Plant the seeds to meet this person. Draw this person to your community like a bee to honey, okay? What's the honey? Be kind to the people around you, and you will attract your heart Lama like a bee. They can't avoid it, okay? How do you get a heart Lama? Do you have to buy an Air India ticket? Trust me, you don't want to. Any other ticket, but not Air India, okay? And see, you don't get them by going to find them. You get them the way you get anything else. You plant the seed. And then they have to come. They don't have a choice, okay? Got it? And you can sit in your house and plant the seed and they'll knock on your door. Okay? There's many stories like that, okay? But if you want the karma to have the angel in your mind, you can do thousands of good things to other people, or you can find your heart teacher and have a good, honest, healthy relationship with them. And that's enough karma to have the angel move into your mind, okay? Shortcut, easy, okay? Don't spend the rest of your life without a personal teacher. Find them, which means you have to plant them. And it doesn't have to be me, it could be anybody. It's up to you. A lot of people find out that the person they've been living with for 20 years is their heart Lama, but they didn't know, okay? Got it? You don't know who it is, okay? But once you find them, the karma of that relationship is enough for the angel to move in. Okay, cool? It's the easiest karma. It's the most powerful karma. Okay, we'll take a break. 15 minutes, okay, Tim? There's refreshments across the way here. You're welcome to go have some. And come back with some good questions, okay? Okay, questions. Anybody have a question? Miss Utpala. No, Nick chooses. Then no one gets mad at me. Don't ask me, you can't ask me a hard question.
It's impossible for me to ask you a hard question.
Wait, her mic's not on. Okay, go ahead.
So you said early on that this dependent origination logic was not far enough. So why is it that Jason Kappa wrote in a praise of dependent origination as being the way to find emptiness?
Yeah, good question. So if we take it out of Buddhist terminology, dependent origination means I see a guy driving recklessly because I was reckless last week. So, and by the way, the way karma is planted in your mind is by your own awareness of yourself. So, if I was speaking recklessly the week before, and I hear myself talking, that's what plants karma in my mind. So I say something reckless, it goes through my eardrum, and it brushes my mind. It makes an impression called a sanskara, and then 2 hours later, that's called a vasana, and it stays in my subconscious mind. So that's dependent origination. In Buddhist terms, planting a seed for the guy to run me off the road, planting it last week is dependent origination. It's the positive side of reality. Seeds are planted and things are coming from seeds. The opposite of that is nothing's any other way. Nothing is any other way, okay? And that's emptiness, okay? So like a guy that could run me off the road, who wasn't coming from what I did last week is impossible. It's an impossibility. The goal of Buddhist meditation is to meet that emptiness face to face. And that experience does something to your soul. It makes a permanent change in your being. And you cannot help but become an angel within a certain amount of time. If you meet it directly, the absence of the guy you thought was there, okay, in meditation, it permanently changes your being. And within a short period of time, you become what would be called an angel in the West. You become. So to see that things are coming from your seeds doesn't have that effect. To see that nothing's not coming from your seeds has that effect. So in your meditation, you have to push. We're going to push up to, like Diamond Mountain will start tomorrow, next day after tomorrow. Push up to observing the seeds opening, and then go farther. And that's what changes your being. That has some indelible effect on your being. And it forces you to change into a divine being within a certain amount of time. You don't have a choice after that. You can't stop the process. Okay? So to stop at the seeds, watching the seeds open, is a subtle form of the devil.
So when we praise dependent origination, when Jason Kappa praises dependent origination,
Yeah, he just means it's the best place to step off from to get to emptiness. That's all. Yeah. I mean, he wrote thousands of pages about emptiness. He wrote one poem about dependent origination. So don't hassle me. We're translating a book in which is 1,200 pages long. You know, we're about halfway through. Okay, next question.
Geshe, this is from the live stream.
Live streamer.
From Bonnie down in Phoenix.
Aw, tell her thanks.
She wants to know, wouldn't the naked mind you were speaking of earlier be emptiness? And if not, what is the gotcha that one would reach who saw the naked mind be mistakenly focused on?
Yeah, okay, good. So Sem Jemba, naked mind, as it was used historically by these people who invented this meditation, you would say it's something like watching the deep processes of your mind without being aware of seeds. Okay, so it would be stripping away it'd be watching the subtle levels of consciousness in your mind. So there's a principle in meditation which is called Shiraki Nambachen. Shiraki Nambachen means, and we're going to learn it at Diamond Mountain this weekend, but it's the process of upgrading. You see, economy class doesn't look bad until you've flown business class for a while. I have a sponsor, he's flown me around business class last year, and now economy class looks like torture, you know. But then recently, when I went to get my business class seat, there was somebody in it. And I said, you know, hi guy, I'm a Buddhist, I'm not going to hassle you, but you can sit on my lap, but I'm not sitting on your lap, you know. And then I said, this is my seat. I showed him my ticket. Then we both had the same ticket. And then he went to we called the referee, which is the stewardess. And, she said, you're Mr. Roach. I said, yeah. She said, well, we upgraded you to first class. You're supposed to be in the front of the plane, you know. And I'm like, oh, you take this seat. But this is called Shiraki Nambachen. It means peaceful by comparison. Peaceful by comparison. So we do it in the 9 steps of the lion's dance, right? In that meditation, you start by focusing on the sound of the air conditioner. Okay? If you don't have an air conditioner, you can have a kid. Okay? It means you got to have some disturbing noise in your house. Okay? That doesn't let you meditate. That's called desire realm. Okay? Then you upgrade. Within 5 minutes, you consciously upgrade to the sound of your heartbeat. Okay? Because it's business class compared to economy. Economy is the sound of your air conditioner, and business class is the sound of your heart beating, okay? And then you upgrade, you stay there for a few minutes, then you upgrade to being the heartbeat. Then you upgrade to being in a crystal of sugar, a single crystal of sugar within your heart. You put your mind inside of there. Then you upgrade quieter to spreading your mind out as wide as the universe. Okay? Then you upgrade to blacking out. You black out. You go black. You go unconscious. You know, no thought processes. Then you upgrade to not caring whether you're having a thought process or not. Okay? All of those are called Shiraki number 10. They do nothing to hurt the devil. They're cute, they're cool, they're interesting, they're fascinating, you can spend hours on it, and they do nothing to hurt your opinion that the guy ran you off the road because of a beer. They do nothing to make you understand that he's coming from you, okay? So they're considered a ladder to get to the right place, and it's upgrading to deeper quiet, okay? So there's 8 ways to upgrade to a deeper sense of silence. But when you get to the last one, you have to go the ultimate silence. What's that? Yeah, there's no guy who could hurt me who's not coming from what I did last week. Okay? Got it? So it's okay to learn to move up through quieter places and more silent places, but in the end you have to switch over to a higher silence. Okay? Why am I talking about that? What was the question? Oh yeah, so naked mind, Bonnie, means just before you start thinking about emptiness, okay? It's the quietest place of your mind. But it doesn't help you. It doesn't stop the devil. It doesn't work against the devil. It's just a quiet place in your mind. So in that school, in the 16th century in Tibet, it was a school that said, if you got down to the place where you blink everything out, then that was enlightenment, or that's called the naked mind. So the quietest, normal state of mind that you can get to. But it doesn't help you. It doesn't stop the fire, okay? It doesn't put the fire out. It's nice, and it's attractive, and it's peaceful, but you can't stay there, okay? Other seeds will open. Okay, other question. Nick is choosing. Oh no, he always asks hard questions.
Well, so say you're applying it, this technique to like Tonglen meditation, and so like some teachers will teach how just you imagine this. You imagine you're pulling the cancer from another friend.
Can you hold the mic closer?
Sorry. So say when you're doing Tonglen meditation and you're doing the taking, right? It wouldn't be correct to teach that meditation without defining with wisdom what you're taking.
Yeah, that's a good question. That's a really good question, okay? Now, we're going to go at it this way. Not understanding where the guy who ran me off the road really comes from is the seed for selfishness, okay? Not understanding where things come from is the seed for self-preservation, watching out for myself, taking care of me first. You see, those all depend on misunderstanding the world, okay? You cannot be selfish if you understand the way the world really works, okay? Like you cannot compete. You cannot ever have the sense of competition if you understand the way the world works, because the only way you can get anything is to give it. So the idea of competition is fundamentally mistaken. It depends on the devil. It depends on thinking things just happen. You see? If I'm faster, stronger, more intelligent, I will get more. That can only happen, that thought can only come in a mind that doesn't understand that you plant your future by how you treat other people today. You see what I mean? So the idea of competition is impossible in the mind of a person who understands reality, because they would never try to be first, You see? They would always offer first place to the other person. You see what I mean? Because then they would be first. You see what I mean? So in the Tonglen meditation, where we agree to take another person's pain into ourselves, you see what I mean? The resistance to it, the desire, the mind that thinks, what the hell am I doing? Why am I taking this person's cancer? I don't have cancer, they have cancer. You know? So in that meditation, you take it into yourself. And you're working with this sense of selfishness, you see? You don't want to have cancer. You'd rather somebody else had the cancer. You see what I mean? So we struggle against your own mind. Your mind is like, yeah, okay, that's nice, but let's not really do it, you know? It's nice not to have cancer. I'm sorry to have cancer, and but I'm not so noble I would take it away from them and on myself if I could. But that's coming from a misunderstanding of why you're healthy. See, you're healthy because you did take other people's pain in the past. You see what I mean? You're healthy because you did protect life. So you should be not dying, okay? You should be very happy to take other people's trouble. You see what I mean? So what I mean is the sense of selfishness and the misunderstanding of the world are linked. They're not the same thing. But selfishness comes directly from misunderstanding the world. And I'll say it again, like if I want to have a successful company, then I should work really hard to help another person make a successful company. And then I can't stop the success. The success will come. So if you don't understand that, you wouldn't give your time to another person starting a business. You would spend all your time on your business. You see what I mean? So selfishness is not the devil, but it's his eldest son. Okay? Got it? So they're related. They're related, but they're not the same. Yeah. Oh, so your question is, if I'm just a plain old dude and I'm trying to suck somebody's cancer out of them. By the way, in Tonglen meditation, you destroy it before it takes root in you, obviously. Okay? But, in Geshe-la, am I supposed to think that I'm seeing this cancer because I didn't take people's cancer before? You see what I mean? Am I required, during a meditation on kindness, to think that the problem the other person has, the reason I'm seeing it is because I helped him make it? Am I required to think like that? Yes. Okay, yes. All right? When you see a person who has cancer, it's partly coming from you. And yeah, you think that while you're taking it away from them. And in Buddhism, that's called Mingme Tsewe Techun Chen Rising. It's a very famous mantra. It's called love, which sees nothing. It's the highest kind of love. It means, you love someone, you love a homeless person. That you meet a homeless person and you feel good about yourself if you can love them, right? Like they irritate me. In Phoenix, right? The guy stands at the intersection and he just irritates me because I don't know what to do. I'm like, you got 2 legs, you got 2 arms, I made this money, I worked for this money. You want me to just give it to you, And, I'm like, all right, I'm a Buddhist, I'll give you some money, But the Buddhist love is supposed to think, I created this person. So, you are supposed to think, even as you give money to a poor person, that you created them. Okay? Yeah. And then that's a higher kind of love. And that kind of love never refuses to give. All right, one more. Mr. Nick.
So this question is coming from Ayrton in Mexico.
Oh, Ayrton, you're too hard. Hey, and how come you're not on the meditation, Chalapa meditation group? I haven't seen anything on, what's it called? What's up?
I'll wait for him
hassling him.
I'll wait for him to respond.
Yeah. Well,
So-
I didn't see him on What's Up the last few weeks.
So the question.
We have a meditation pact with the Guadalajara group. Yes.
So the question he has is, can you give us an example of a coffee meditation, Tartuk meditation, that would involve one of the 24 ineffective meditations?
Wow, that's cool. 25, I think. That's good. Yeah, that's really good. So coffee meditation means, let's say I did something good today. I don't know. Give me something good today. No. Well, let's just something normal. Anything. What did you do something good today? Remember anything?
I gave someone a rose.
Yeah, okay. So so by giving someone a rose, you plant a karmic seed. Why? Because you saw yourself let go of the rose. And that when you opened your hand, that image entered your eye. It touched your cornea or whatever it is. What's the cells in the back? Optic cells, optic nerve. And then that put an impression on your mind, and that planted a karma. Okay? So giving a rose plants a karma when you are aware of what you did. So karma can only be planted by being aware of what you do. And that's what plants karma. So then you plant the karma, and then that karma can take 1,000 years to open. You see? Karma seeds never fade away, cannot fade away. They must open. But they are like, I don't know, they can sit in the mind for 1,000 years without opening, and then suddenly open, okay? They're just waiting for the right conditions to open. So it's possible that things you do today, the seed won't open for 1,000 years. It's very normal for that. So there's a thing that Buddha taught called Tartuk, which is how you get the seed to open faster. And if you're really good at it, you can make a seed open in the afternoon that you planted in the morning. Okay? If you know the method and you practice a lot, you can. I have given away $30,000 in the morning and gotten $50,000 in the afternoon. It's happened. I did it. So it's possible, but you need to have this. We call Vasubandhu called it Tartuk. Tartuk means you have to put water on the seed. Okay? How do you put water on the seed? You think, I'm happy that I did it. Okay? You're like, I'm glad. Tonight, before you sleep, it's especially powerful before you sleep. Just before you sleep, just before you fall asleep, you think of all the good things you did today, rather than worrying about your life, what someone said to you, your finances, blah, blah, blah. Just before you fall asleep, you must think of one good thing you did today. And then that cooks in your mind all night. And it's water on the seed. And that's based on a tantric principle called Lungsem Jupa Chipa, which means where the mind goes, the prana follows. So prana will go to that seed if you think about the seed. And then it heats it up psychically, and it opens faster. So what Ayrton's question is, how can you do a devil meditation at night by accident? You see what I mean? Which is a challenging question. Yeah, I mean, if you want the seed to be really powerful, like, okay, I gave money to a homeless person today. At the end of the day, you could think, oh, I gave money to a homeless person. You're supposed to picture them in your mind. You're supposed to picture the money you gave. You're supposed to picture the look on their face when you gave them a $5 bill. And that's a good end of the day meditation. You have put water on your karmic seed, okay? But it's more powerful, okay, if you reflect on the fact that the money you gave them was created by giving to people in the past. You are just passing it on. You see what I mean? You don't own that money. You didn't earn that money. Well, you did. But you helped someone in the past. And then the money came to you, you see? So if you want the meditation at the end of the day to be more powerful, you can think about, where did the money come from that I gave to them? It came because I gave money in the past. So is it a big sacrifice to give the money to somebody else? No, because you're going to get $50 back. Okay, like that. So you can do an ignorant end of the day meditation. It's possible. Oh, I earned that money, and I sacrificed it. That's an ignorant, happy meditation at the end of the day. And it's actually supporting the devil. Okay, so how do I do a non-ignorant end of the day meditation? Yeah, I gave the money to the other person, which I got because I gave money to another person before that. I'm just reinvesting, I'm going to get more, then that kind of thinking is an enlightened end of the day meditation, okay? So yeah, to think I gave away money that I worked so hard for is a mistaken end of the day good meditation. Okay? Got it? There's your example, Ayrton. And if I don't see you on the WhatsApp tomorrow, you're in trouble. Okay. Okay, so I see some of you guys at Diamond Mountain. And in any case, I propose we try to do this once a month or every other month, because otherwise it'll take 70 years to finish. We calculated it yesterday. So now that we have a nice place, thanks to our sponsors from China, mostly, we have a beautiful place to have classes. I think it'd be nice to knock out this text, okay? So let's try to do it, okay? Thank you.